everybody, my name is AFHGaming, but before we get anywhere near the video, please make sure to go and check out the Everlasting Summer fan page community to keep updated with the game and all the awesome features coming soon. Lots and lots of amazing pictures and posts, and yeah, basically the site is where all Everlasting Summer fans unite. If you have any questions, make sure to ask this young fella right here. He's so cute and sexy, but I'm not gay, of course. I'm not gay. And let's not forget to mention the beautifulest girl in the camp is Slavia, of course. Am I right or wrong? I'm sure I'm right. If I zoom in very closely, you can see both of her boobies collapse as she skips through the moonlight. And let's not forget to mention the maddest girl in the game, Elisa, who could be even part of the Illuminati, and her big boobies! Hello everybody, my name is AFHGaming and welcome back to some more Everlasting Summer Let's Play! Now in the last episode, everyone has left the camp and I'm the only one who's stuck here with the girl, Lena. So, without further ado, let's just see what's gonna happen. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? We? She smiled. Yeah, we're the only ones staying here. The canteen's closed and I seriously doubt that there's any food left there anyway. Of course I'll get retrieved and I should return in the foreseeable future, but what does it matter? Okay, it doesn't matter. Any suggestions? What do you want? She asked with a sly smile. I would have grabbed something to eat. And then I don't know. Well, let's go and have something. Where to? There should be food left in my cabin. Okay, deal. We went in and Lena rummaged around in the desk drawer. Well, there are cookies. Want some? She handed me a half-open pack of biscuits. Oh, how cute. I sneered. Why? Biscuits. Like in my childhood. I guess. She smiled and sat next to me. Well? I asked with my mouth full. What? So what are we gonna do? I don't know. She wistfully gazed out of the window. But what do you want? But really, what do I want? A mere half an hour ago, my only thought was to get away from this damn camp. But now, right here next to her, something seemed to change. Well, I don't know either. Think harder. She drew herself closer and gazed into my eyes. I know what you want, Simon. Just tell her. Just tell her you love her. Well, you know. My face was blushing, and my mind was racing. Not just because I was in such extreme proximity to a girl that quite clearly wants something from me, but mainly because that girl was Lena. Well? She studied me closely. Lena, What? To say that she didn't look like herself was nothing. I was not afraid of this metamorphosis at all. Rather, I was afraid of myself. What could I do in such a situation? Didn't you want to be with me? She whispered into my ear seductively. I did. I mean, I do! Then what's the problem? You know, it's all so... Besides, I have some other circumstances. What circumstances? She pulled away from me. Oh my god. Well, various circumstances. You don't prefer, do you? Lena laughed. Hell no! How could you think that? Looks like I blushed even harder. Then what's the problem? Are you sure that you want that? I tried to change the subject. After all, just a week ago, I had my own normal life. A life where everything was strictly tied up and well organized, and where there was no place for girls. And now I'm in some kind of mysterious camp with Lena sitting next to me and hinting towards something. How should I behave in such a situation? Yes. She frowned. Of course I do. What's the problem? Well, I was behaving like I wasn't even 17, which was how I looked now, as if I was much younger. Mine too. She smiled. I had to decide what to do next, now after the session was closed and all the pioneers were gone. I had to seek the answers. Above all, I just had to beware this girl that could change her behavior and even her character so easily at will. But at this exact moment, I was possessed by only one thought. Oh, what the hell. Well, if you don't mind. I closed my eyes. What's I gonna go? I said nothing, just smiled and moved even closer. Aw, it's so cute! But where's the picture? Our lips locked in a long kiss. I forgot everything at that moment. I forgot about this weird camp. I forgot about the local pioneers that were in fact gone. I forgot about our wacky camp leader. I forgot about my past life and about my future, if it would ever come. Right now, the only one who mattered was Lena. Her soft lips, her warmth that powdered deep into my soul, burning me from the inside. That's so cute, but I wish there was a picture to show it. I gently moved her aside. Hold on. Don't you think that this is way too fast? Why? She smiled and looked at me in such a way that I immediately felt ready to drown in her eyes. You're sure, aren't you? I am. I whispered quietly. Oh my god! What is going on? Okay, this is just too much right now. Oh. Okay, this is just... God. I don't know what to say. When I woke up, it was already dark outside. I got out of my bed, put on my trousers, and then I had a long stroll around the room. What was that? So you were naked before, now you put on your trousers. Just an animal instinct, or maybe it was something more. No, it's all wrong, completely wrong. I'm stuck in this camp. I've lost my chance to get out of here, and most of all, I'm with a girl who probably has a split personality and maniac depressive disorder. I looked at some sleeping Lena. Anyhow, she's marvelous. Everything that happened between us literally only a couple of hours ago flashed before my eyes, and I felt shivers up my spine. Nah, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but if I could have returned back in my time, I would have done exactly the same thing. I smiled widely and sat down next to her in bed. It was close to 10 p.m. Well, it's probably time to get up. I gave Lena a gentle nudge on the shoulder. Oh my god, cover yourself for crying out loud! She opened her eyes. How many times do I have to censor parts? Good morning. Well, evening, in fact. Hi. She smiled tenderly. Time to get up, sleepyhead. Are you in a hurry? Well, no. But we're completely alone together in this camp. So what? She took a good look at me. Well, nothing. When will Olga's dream return? Is it that important to you? She got a heavy look in her face. Well, without food, we're going to die here. I laughed. You're free to leave, then. She looked away towards the wall. But how can I leave? On the bus, of course. There's no buses here. Then why do you think there's a bus stop for a bus route 410 here? Frankly, I don't know. I told Omar in the dream that I had some matters to urgently resolve here with you, and we'd come later. What? I felt like I'd been struck by a lightning. I didn't know what I should be more surprised about, the fact that there are buses passing here, or by the fact that the camp leader agreed to leave 2 pioneers behind an empty camp just like that. What I said. You mean that we can leave? Go on, no one's holding you. She said all that while sitting utterly still. In fact, so still that her words gave me a grave cold chills. Okay, I'm sorry that I reacted that way. It's just everything that's happened today has been a total surprise for me. You didn't look too surprised a few hours ago. I probably said something wrong. Completely wrong. Well, don't get offended. We won't be staying here till the end of times, right? If there's a way to leave. Lena didn't say anything. I looked at her back and tried to understand what she's thinking. Fine! She exclaimed cheerfully after a pause, then jumped off bed and started to dress quickly. Come on, pack your stuff, meet me at the square in 10 minutes. Lena leaned over and gave me a passionate kiss. All right. I stepped out of her cabin and ran in the camp leader's cabin. Frankly speaking, I had almost nothing to pack. I tossed my winter clothing in a bag, shoved my phone into my pocket, and headed to the square. 15 minutes have passed already, but Lena still wasn't here. I justified it with the fact that she has lots of time to pack. Accordingly, she needs more time to get ready. However, she didn't come even in half an hour, and I started to suspect something. What? How is she not even here yet? No, did something happen to her? My legs ushered me into her cab. I think I got the bad ending! Before I realized it. I flung the door open and saw Lena lying on the bed. Lying on the... No! No! That's not even funny! What? Everything around her was soaked with blood. The bed sheets, the blanket, the floor was wet with blood, and I can see a huge slit of Lena's forearm. What? She cut herself?! You are... Semyon, I swear to God, if I see you in real life, I would freaking punch you! Why did you say you want to leave so badly? This is why she killed herself! I ran to her and started shaking her by the shoulders. Lena, why? She was still conscious. Hi, Semyon. A weak smile froze on her lips. Hang on, hey, don't you pass out. I'll think of something right now. Listen, everything is going to be fine. You're not gonna die. Of course, I didn't believe in myself. Lena had a slit in her veins from her elbow all the way down to her wrist. Oh, she cut herself literally! Why would you do that? Suiciding herself for me? It was a deep cut, and given all of time I've spent waiting for her at the square, she'd bled a lot. Oh my God, she's lost a lot of blood. Well, put some pressure on her or something. Go to the infirmary. Oh wait, the infirmary's locked anyways. You can't even go. Well, put some pressure on it. Tie it with a blanket or something. Stop the blood loss. Do you know anything? Probably even an ambulance wouldn't do anything by now. Here in the empty camp, away from the world, Lena had zero chance of survival. Oh my God. How stupid can you be? I embarrassed and held her tightly. Tears were running down my cheeks, disappeared in her hair. I've never cried so hard in my entire life. Fool. The emotions, guys. Oh my God. Fool, why did you have to cut down the road? Everyone else does it across the street and you cut down the road? Sorry. It happened as it did. She muttered faintly. But why? Why? I'm tired, so tired. Lena went silent. I looked straight into her eyes. She was still conscious, but the last flicker of life was quickly dying in her. I'm so tired of it all. Wearing a mask, suffering. I just wanted to be with you. You were with me, and you decided... Oh my God, Lena. But you've left me too. How did I leave you? Oh my God. Yeah, she's right actually, because I wanted to leave. Semyon wanted to leave so badly. I never went anywhere. Here I am. Why? Why have you done? I'm sorry. I was choked with tears, unable to say anything. I'm sorry. I'll be seeing you later. I embarrassed her even tighter. Lena's breath was getting weaker, and soon enough it stopped forever. He died. Horror struck. I jumped away from the bed. My eyes went dark, my heart was beating wildly, and I spotted the blood-stained knife lying on the floor. All you did, Semyon, was just sit on her. You didn't even put pressure at all. You didn't even You know, she could have stayed alive. Like a 50% chance that you could have done. A moment later, I was holding in her hand. I was holding her hand in my hand. The blade halted a hair's breadth away from my wrist. But why? How would that help? I sat there completely freaked out and just stared at Lena. No, you aren't dead. I exploded with heretical laughter. Come on. Why are you laughing? It's not funny! I swear to God, I just want to punch him right now. Come on, sleepyhead, it's time to wake up. I said softly and shook her by the shoulders, but Lena didn't wake up. What have I done? You think it's funny, Semyon? Just laugh? I jumped out of the cabin in horror and ran like mad. I don't know how much time passed, but I finally wore myself out and collapsed on the ground. Hostile silence was all around me, and only the stars looked down at me in quiet rebuke. These were the same stars that Lena admired yesterday. Yet another crying spell tore me apart. Yep, the stars as they watched it before. Why? Why did she do it? Because I left her? Where had I gone? I never left her, and I wasn't going to. You were saying you wanted to leave! Only at this moment did I realize that she was truly important to me. I realized that despite all her quirks, everything that happened today, everything that happened during the short period of our acquaintance, she suddenly became the most precious thing in my life. And I instantly forgot about her feelings, as soon as I heard about that damn bus. Yep, talking about the bus, saying you wanted to leave, you're an asshole. Indeed, it can't justify her act, but how could I have stopped thinking of her at all? I lay there for a long time watching the stars. The trees were peacefully swaying in a gentle night breeze above my head. The trees didn't give me a damn about what was happening to me. The landscape seemed familiar. Suppressing my tears, I headed back towards the camp. Everything here seemed to be the same as yesterday, as a few days ago. The square agenda's memorial, the cabins of the pioneers, Lena's cabin. I was all torn up inside. It felt like the pain would tear my body into millions of little pieces at any moment now. I fell to my knees and began punching the ground until my fists were completely stained with blood. Yeah, just do that! Please kill yourself! Please! If only I'd realized just a bit earlier. Just a moment earlier, I'm not asking for it more. She was so... even the slightest of hints as if enough for her. Only at the moment did I realize that Lena had died, and a part of me had died with her. Probably the part of me that I would call the best. I came to my senses after a while standing in her cabin. The blood had dried up already. The moonlight was no longer reflected in it. I went to her bed and sat down next to her, Lena's body. I was terribly afraid to be here, but I felt that I had to tell her something. I'm sorry, I started. It's far too late, of course, but if you can hear me out there somewhere, just remember, please, I will love you forever, for the rest of my life. And that was the plain truth. I'm sorry that I ignored your feelings. I'm sorry that I always thought about myself. I'm sorry for everything. It was me who should have died, not you. I think I made some wrong choices. I should have interfered when Lena punched Elisa. I should have also done some other things that I don't remember. I covered her body with a blanket and slowly left the cabin. Goodbye, Lena. You bastard, Semyon. You bastard. I regained a consciousness at the bus stop. So running away, scumbag, I muttered darkly to myself. I couldn't stand to stay a single minute longer in this camp. Lena will never come back. I can justify that I have done. I'll just wait for the bus that will take me home from here. I didn't give the slightest damn about what's going to happen to me tomorrow or in an hour. I don't care about answers. I don't care about how I got here. Soon enough, I saw a glimmer of dim light in the distance. Somehow, I wasn't surprised at all. Wow, the bus now came! In a minute, I was sitting in an empty number. All the pioneers were here hours ago, and I'm the only one now. I was sitting in an empty number 410 bus and was looking into the dark of the night through a weather-beaten window. My mind was blank. Everything that makes us human, feelings, emotions, aspirations, suffering, I left it all back there in that pioneer camp. Now all I have is this night and the empty bus. There is no more future, no more present. If I die tomorrow, that would only mean that yet another human body had ceased to exist. The real me died there a few hours ago. Now what? I don't know how much time passed, but the fatigue overtook me. I wasn't going to fight it, as it made absolutely no difference whether I'm sleeping or awake. I could barely hold my eyes open, and soon enough I passed out. Yep, pass out. And guess where you're gonna end now? In your apartment! Day whatever. Now how is he gonna live his life? He's not even gonna meet her now. There are moments when reality becomes unimportant, insignificant, unworthy of attention. There are moments when your spiritual torment overshadows everything else. And even if the world ended, you would not notice. If a knife were to pierce you, you would not notice. Even boiling for eternity in the cauldrons of hell would seem like just a minor inconvenience. After all, there are problems more important than that. Yep. When I opened my eyes, I realized that something is wrong. I took a while for clarity of thought to return. Finally, I realized that I'm not in the bus, but in my old apartment. Well, that was to be expected, as if I'd spent a whole week preparing for an exam, and at last minute I had spectacularly failed. And the result of this failure was my return to the real world. However, now it didn't seem any more real to me than the Sovionic pioneer camp. No wonder. Reality is what you can hear, feel, touch, and taste. And all that was really there. That world was real to the smallest detail. Sometimes it seemed more like it was my past life that was a fiction. And now I have to remember how to exist here. Though why? I felt like a man who'd been thrown out of the car at full speed without even noticing it. Why that dramatic music? And was left lying on the roadside with a broken arms, legs, while the car disappeared into the night, taking with it the last traces of hope. Lena. Her image surfaced in my fevered brain so clear that I wanted to cry unbearably. No, I wanted to shout, tearing out clumps of my hair, smashing my fists on the wall, and making inhuman screams. However, my soul was empty. I tried to find at least the echoes of pain, guilt, or pity of her, but nothing came. I was just lying here and staring at the ceiling. I was not at all interested in how and why I came back. After all, who cares about the process of selling your soul to the devil and all legal formalities of the contract, signatures, stamps, and seals? What is more important is the result, and this is the result I got. No, it's not that I was sent back to reality. If I had gotten to the destination on that bus, it would hardly have changed anything for me. In this case, the result is what happened to Lena. And the reason is my actions. I was absolutely sure about that. After all, she could not just do that for no reason. No, Lena is not like that. So it's all my fault. Oh, you think? Of course it's your fault. It is hard to live, knowing that you were the reason for someone else's death, as if I personally held the knife calmly and carefully slit open her wrists and watched her die, and then just ran off. Of course, I couldn't do anything in that situation, but I still felt that I behaved like a coward. No, even worse. Although, does it really matter that the best definition of my action is, I cursed myself for remaining so calm while thinking about the situation. After all, I shouldn't be mourning Lena and blaming myself. But now nothing is up to me. If I was not able back then, I started shivering. My body was trembling and it was getting hard to breathe. Self-preservation instincts overtook guilt for a while, and I staggered to the kitchen to drink a sedative. They can always be found in the cupboard of every antisocial person like me. Once I'd taken half of the tablet that were in the packet, I returned to the room and turned on my computer. Remaining in silence was unbearable. I played the first random song and soon realized it was probably the most depressing piece of music I had on my hard drive. However, I didn't want to turn it off. The background noise helped me dampen my thoughts. I had to decide what to do with my life next. I was sure about one thing. Everything happened in the camp, my appearance in it, an unexpected return. I didn't care about anything of it. And not just that, I didn't care about the context for the reason for those events either. The only thing that mattered was Lena. Okay, can you just skip to the part? Why the long plot? I horribly stumbled over the words. Indeed, she's gone. Of course, it is possible that it was just a dream and she never existed in the first place. Oh, but Slavia did exist in the real life. But then again, our real world could just be someone's raving delusion as well. Why not? If people suffer from losing their loved ones here, why should I think of Lena's death there as just the result of my sick imagination? I saw it all with my own eyes. I felt the shock, fear, and fright. Damn it! For me, it's not that it was reality. It still is reality. Is and will be. And I'm sure that I'm not daydreaming, though it would be better if I dreamt that. The dreadful howl of guitars boomed from my speakers. It sounded like a requiem for me. And now I have to live with this sense of guilt. No, I won't take it. My mind wasn't exactly a paragon of stability, but not even a man with a stable mind could withstand shocks like this. And I already feel that I'm going mad. I tried to suppress all these thoughts. No, not to forget, just to give myself some rest, just for a minute. But it didn't work. Pain racked my body again and again. I was already starting to feel physically. However, physical pain is always weaker than mental. I fell to the floor, collapsed my knees, and began rocking back and forth in a fatal position. Blood pounded in my head so heavily that I felt like my skull could shatter any moment now. I hit a table leg and hit a candle rolled under a pile of papers. A little one, 20 centimeters long. It was bent at almost 90 degrees angle, but still retained its shape. The wick protruded from one end. Oh, you now lit a candle. I searched for a lighter and lit up the candle. Let it be the memory of Lena. Maybe in another world she's feeling better then. So that candle really reminds you of her. I sat on the floor and watched as the wax slowly dripped into my fingers. I felt no pain at all. Probably my nervous system was so exhausted that it was unable to transmit the pain impulses to my brain. The fire calmed me a little. I just watched the flame and I did not think about anything. Finally, at least some peace of my mind. The candle was halfway done. Suddenly, I imagined that my life is this very candle. Not just mine, any person's life. All that we have been given from above is its full length. But anything can happen. The wind may blow, the holding hand may tremble, or the wick may burn out, and a life will end before it should have. But after all, each candle can be different. Such as this one, 9 cents, one twice as thick, 20 and huge ones, as thick as the handle of a shovel, 1.85 centimeters. I wonder, did Lena's candle burn out ahead of its time, or was it just smaller than the other ones? Though I doubt there can be one smaller than mine. I rotated the candle in my hands. How interesting is that? I can blow out of the flame any moment and that's it. But in the meantime, life is not wax. You can't combine two small candles to make one of medium size. I would love to give the reins of mine to Lena, to anyone who needs it more than I do. Why would I need it? I do not feel pain from the heated wax. Its flames does not give me any warmth. It hardly illuminates the room. To put it bluntly, a waste of ropes, wax, and oxygen. And it burned out. I blew out the candle. The action evoked absolutely no emotions to me. I slowly stood up and headed to the bathroom. And what are you going to do in the bathroom now? Wow! Wow! A bloodbath! Interesting! What did you do? Did you, like, cut your leg or something to make a bloodbath? Ugh. Cut down the road, not across the street. Everyone else cuts across, but you're going right down the image of Lena appeared before my eyes. She was smiling. We'll definitely meet again. I'm so sorry. Warmth, water, shadows, and dying dreams have finally brought me some peace. It really might be that I never actually went to that camp, or that I never actually came back. But does it really matter now? I almost physically felt Lena's embarrassed. Everything will be alright. We'll catch the bus together and ride to the place where nobody will find us, where we'll be happy together. My strength left me and I started to sink into the water that was already spilling over the edge of the tub. We will surely meet. Forgive me. Wow. What an ending! What an ending! I can't believe I got her bad ending. And he decided to kill himself lastly. That's what I would do actually if I had a girl that would love me. Every story has its own outline, similar contents, key points, a prologue, and an epilogue. And there is no book which, if you read it again, would not reveal new details you didn't notice before. Every story has a beginning and its end. Almost every. That's it! Another girl, but this time I got her bad ending. It's really sad. What kind of music is that? What? Are you kidding me, Soviet? Why would you put music like that in a sad story? You should be showing me pictures of Lena, not pictures of me taking a bloodbath. Oh my god, the music! The music! Seriously, the guys who made the game are laughing right now, trying to put music just to make it fun. You know, God. You know what? I just don't want to hear this anymore. I just don't want to hear this anymore. Just don't want to hear this crap anymore. That's it. Actually, guys, I have a better idea. Just give me 1 sec, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, and we're back. But it's not over yet. I don't want to see the bad ending. So I've decided to go back to my achievements and try to look for the Lena's good ending. By the way, guys, I did tell you that I finished the game long time ago and I forgot everything. But I remember that I did get the good ending for her. So I'm just going to show you. I don't want to play through the whole game again just to get that. So it's basically the same thing, but I'm just going to play this. Wake up. Consciousness slowly returned to me. It's like I'm falling from a cliff so high that clouds are drifting nearby. By the way, guys, it still counts that I got the bad ending, so this video will be the bad ending. I'm just showing you the good ending. The ground is coming closer, but I'm not afraid that I'll die. My fall slows down and my body is smoothly immersed into the warm ether. I opened my eyes. Oh, so now she doesn't kill herself, actually. You sleep through your whole life like that. Lena looked at me seriously. Ah, what? We're there already? Where's there? I looked around. A bench, the square, the agenda. But how? I was only on the bus going to the district center. Why are you looking at me as if you've seen a ghost? But why am I still here? For a second I felt terrible fear. Will I never get out of this place? We were on the bus together. On the bus? Yesterday. Yesterday? Yes, yesterday, don't you remember? Lena started thinking. Yesterday. I don't remember anything like that. Maybe you just had a bad dream. Considering that all that has happened already seemed like a hallucination, this must be a dream within a dream then. Well, let's take it slowly. I tried to think logically. This session ended yesterday, all the pioneers left, but we stayed. And then we took a bus and headed to the district center. Lena surely looked sensible. Are you kidding me? I'm not kidding anymore. Today's the last day. Wait, so how much time have I spent here? Lena started to count off on her fingers. Looks like 7 days. Not 8. It's 7, definitely 7. I gave an exhausted sigh and covered my face with hands. Well, that's another riddle in the long list of the camp's mysterious. Well, okay. Though I have a feeling that we won't manage to leave today either. Why? Sixth sense. You're acting a bit strange today. I suppose I have many reasons. Want to tell me? I gazed at her attentively. I do. Sure, why not? When I had a real chance to break free from this camp, everything failed. So what do I have to lose now? Now where do I start? Start from the beginning. Yes, of course. Well, I was born, I studied, married, well, okay, I haven't gotten married yet. You still have time. Yes, but, well, in a few words, like, I'm not from this world. From the look she gave me, it was clear she didn't understand me at all. I came here accidentally, even if I don't know how. So what does your world look like? Lena asked seriously. It's virtually the same, but 20 years ahead of your world. Do you already have a space flight? Well, if it comes to that, you have it as well. However, we haven't made any great achievements in that field yet. Sounds interesting. I was unable to tell if Lena was taking me seriously or was just pretending to do so. I used to live in a completely different place as well, far away to the north, judging from the landscape in a big city. I've never been to the big cities. Maybe that's for the best. Will you show me your house? It seemed like she was taking this conversation as seriously as I was. Well, I'm not even sure if it exists in this world. Oh, come on, Lena pouted. Well, sure I will. So how did you get here? One evening I took a bus route 410 and woke up here. I don't know anything more than that. The 410 route. The 410 route? That's the one that stops just outside the camp. Yes, but my 410 travels in another place and time. Are you planning to return? Lena said, and I noticed a note of unhappiness in her voice. I have no idea how to. And if you knew? You're asking me tough questions. What's wrong? Nothing, but you see, I only just recently started to adjust to being here. The first hours in this camp were such a shock for me that I don't know. It's okay, you still have time to think about it. Time to think? It seemed that even if Lena believed me, she considers this whole situation just a typical insolvence and nothing more. Anyway, it's not up to me, possibly even if I do want to stay. You see, the one who brought me here can take me back as well. I believe that any event in a person's life has a reason. Therefore, you are here for some reason. Maybe. And if you haven't returned, you must be needed here. Well, I can't rule out that interceptation. Hey, time to pack your stuff! Oh, it's Olga! The camp leader's voice sounded far. Hear that? I don't have much time to pack. But I do. So meet you near the bus. Would you like me to help you? Thanks, but there's no need. Lena smiled and ran up towards her camp. I remained sitting on the bench trying to cope with the shock. My thoughts were still in a chaos, one theory replacing another. On one hand, me being unable to get out of this camp isn't all that odd compared to me finding myself in this first place. But what now? What am I supposed to do? I think I'm just gonna, just a little skip ahead, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, here we are. I've skipped ahead, and there was actually a very long passage of plots and all this stuff. I don't want to read it out. So here's the ending. What are you thinking about? I opened my eyes and saw Lena. She put a cup of tea on the table near an armchair. Firewood was gently cracking in the fireplace and a snowstorm was roaring outside. I wrapped myself up in a plaid blanket and looked at Lena. Do you know what day is it? No, what day? Did you remember what I told you back in the camp? No. No wonder during all these years I'd never brought up the topic of my mysterious arrival in this world. Did you remember how I told you that I am not from this world? Lena paused. Well, something like that, yes. So today is the day when many years ago I had got the 4:10 bus and woke up at the pioneer camp. So it's an anniversary? Lena smiled. Yes, sort of. Is it a sad celebration for you? No, not at all. And I remember almost nothing about that time. Maybe that's for the best. I added some firewood to the fire and took the mug from the table. Maybe I'll write a novel. Maybe I'll write a novel. You will read it and remember. Do you think that's a good idea? Lena's expressions became serious. Indeed, I once promised myself that I would never write about it. Maybe it's not. After all, everything that happened is just for us. That's exactly what I think. I sighed and looked at the fire. You know, life is like a candle. Someone's got a short one, someone's got a long one, and it can burn out at any moment. Then our life is like this fireplace. Yes, perhaps. I looked at her and smiled. I'll sleep for a while longer. Lena kissed me and fixed her gaze on the fire in a dreamy manner. My eyes closed and my whole reality compressed itself down to the cracking of the firewood. I started falling slowly somewhere far away. No, it's not a dream, more like a worm either gently enveloping my entire existence. Yeah guys, that is the good ending. Well, I could say something about the bad ending and the good ending. Well, the bad ending seems to be much more emotional. And yeah, they just say the same thing again and again and again. So yeah, but the good ending, I mean, from reading it, it was, I mean, a little bit boring, from my opinion. But who cares? That's the good ending. Just showing you it, so I can feel better instead of getting the bad ending. But I still got the bad ending, of course. But yeah, this is Lena's route, I guess. Really liked it. But anyways, this has been the episode. And they live happily together, married. But yeah, why don't you guys now suggest me the next route which I should take? Which girl I should go for next? How many girls do I have? I still have Lisa, I still have Oliana, I have Miku. I think that's all, the 3 girls. Yep. Congratulations, Semyon, you got the girl! But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy this episode, and subscribe to join the AFH Army, and I'll see you all in my next video. Adios!